Okay, I really love parts of speech. I think it's like a game, almost like Sudoku or a crossword or any sort of game where you know the rules, and once you know the rules, you try to apply the rules to figure out increasingly challenging strategies to see whether you can get it right. So let's play the game. Now, the rules you have to know in order to play this game well are the tricks for learning parts of speech over on the right-hand side. So, a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. Examples would be like a mother is a person, a store is a place, an apple is a thing, and teamwork is an idea. So the way you want to do this is you want to try to figure out whether the word is a person, place, thing, or idea. And if you think it is a noun, then you use the noun test and you put it in there. So, mother. Can you have mother? Can you have a mother? Since it does fit in that second one, mother could be a noun. Store. Can you have store? No. Can you have a store? Yes. So it could be a noun. Apple. Can you have apple? No. Can you have a apple or an apple? Yes. So it could be a noun. And then teamwork. Can you have teamwork? Yes. So it could be a noun. Now, let's say you were having something that was an adjective. Let's say you were saying bright, because bright is an adjective. Can you have bright? Can you have a bright? Not really. You can have a bright idea, but then idea is the noun, not the bright. The bright is the adjective describing the idea. So you can see that an adjective doesn't necessarily fit into the noun test. Now there are tricky chameleon words that can fit both be an adjective or a noun. So for example, red. Can you have red? Yes, you can have red. You know, you can have red on your wall. Then it's a color that is a noun. You can also describe something as red. The apple is red. Then red is an adjective. So you can see how it's so important to be able to apply the rules. The most important thing is you have to decide whether you think the word is a noun before you put it into the noun test. The test is really just to see whether maybe you made a mistake. Okay? Sometimes a noun is a pronoun, so like you, me, we, them, she, it, and those are words that replace nouns. So instead of saying boy, you could say me, right? Proper nouns are nouns that are capitalized, like Mr. Yokola or Berkeley or Martin Luther King Middle School. Linking verbs, you just have to memorize those. Am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been, seem. Action verbs are something you do, did, or are doing. So you walk, ran, jumps, studying. Adjectives describe nouns. Okay, so you always have to find the noun that it's describing. And then once you think something is an adjective, you should put it into the adjective test. It is so. And with the action verb, sometimes I don't have a specific test for it, but sometimes I will ask if it's something you do. Can you do it? All right. Finally, the adverb is, the easiest way to do adverbs is just to, if it ends in ly, then it's most likely an adverb. So slowly, quickly, and very, though it doesn't end in ly, is a very common adverb. But you should be able to point to the verb, adjective, or adverb that it's describing. So if you don't want to mix up adverbs with adjectives, you want to make sure that you can spot what is the word that it's describing, and then that'll tell you whether it's an adverb or not. All right, let's apply these rules in the game for figuring out our answers to this document over here. So, popular. Popular is an adjective, so we need to figure out first what is it describing. What is popular? Stamp collecting is popular. So, then we have to decide, is stamp collecting a noun? Yes, stamp collecting is a noun. It's a thing, right? A hobby. So, popular is describing stamp collecting. Or you could also look at it as describing hobby. The hobby is popular. Okay. Next, we look at hobby. Hobby is a noun. Can you have a hobby? Yes, so it does fit the noun test. Now, let's look at popular and see if it fits the adjective test. It is so popular. Yes, the hobby is so popular. It is so popular. And then finally, is a linking verb. Am, is, are, was, were. Am, is, are, was, were. Okay, people is a noun. Can you have people? Yes. Collect is a verb. Is that something you do? Do you collect things? Yes. Stamps are a noun. Can you have stamps? Yes. Carefully is an adverb. What is carefully describing? What's happening carefully? It looks like you are saving carefully. You save the stamps carefully. So save is a verb. So carefully is describing save. You look at the definition, an adverb describes a verb, adjective or adverb. So carefully is describing this verb save, therefore it is an adverb. Also what you will notice is it ends in ly, which is the adverb hint. Save is something you do, and then world is a place. Can you have a world? Yes, our galaxy has a world. All right, collectors are people, so that's a noun. Can you have collectors? Yes. Like is a verb. Is that something you do? Do you like things? Yes. Rare is describing the stamps. Stamps is a noun, therefore rare is an adjective. Let's put it into the adjective test. It is so rare. Yes, that works. Unusual is also describing stamps, so it's an adjective. Let's put it in the adjective test. It is so unusual. Yes. Books, can you have books? Yes. Magazines, can you have magazines? Yes. Give, is that something you do? Do you give things? Yes. Valuable is describing the information, which is a noun. Put into the adjective test. It is so valuable. Yes, it's an adjective. Information is something you have. Can you have information? Yes. Hobby is something you have. Can you have a hobby? Yes. Groups, those are people. Can you have groups? Yes. Our classroom has groups of kids. Exchange, that's something you do. You exchange things, okay? Special is describing the card, so special is an adjective. Put into the adjective test. It is so special. Cards is a noun. Can you have cards? Yes. Hobby we already know is a noun. Can you have a hobby? Fans, those are people. Can you have fans? Yes. Teams have fans. Eagerly ends in ly. It's an adverb. What's it describing? It's describing how they trade. They trade eagerly. All right? Trade is a verb. It's something you do. You trade. Now keep in mind that's a chameleon word. You can also have a trade. So you have to look at how it's being used here. Sports fans eagerly trade baseball, football, or basketball cards. So they're actually actively trading the cards. Trade is a verb in this case. Be careful of those chameleon words. Cards is a noun. Can you have cards? Yes. Different kinds of cards. That's a noun. Are, that's a linking verb. Am is are, was, were. People, that's a noun. Can you have people? Yes. Enjoy, that's something you do. You enjoy things. Large and small describe the collections. Collections is a noun. Can you have collections? Yes. It is so large, that's the adjective test. Yes. It is so small, that's the adjective test. Yes. Music is a noun. Can you have music? Yes. Provides is a verb. That's something you do. All right. She provides a good education. She's actively providing something. A hobby is a noun. Can you have a hobby? Yes. People is a noun. We know that already. Sing is a verb. Something you do. You sing. And then choir should be highlighted. That's actually a noun. I'll go back and fix that later. That's a noun. Can you have a choir? Yes. Churches have a choir, for example. Others play musical instruments. Now, this is something you do in this case. They're playing the musical instrument, so you play the musical instrument. That's a verb, an action verb. But a play is a chameleon word. It could also be a noun. You can have a play, like a theater company could have a play. But that's not how it's being used here. Musical is describing the instruments. The instruments are a noun. Can you have instruments? Yes. Musical, does it fit the adjective test? It is so musical. Yes. The instrument is so musical. Fun is a noun. It's something you have. You have fun. Others is a pronoun. So it's replacing people. Still others is talking about people. So it's a pronoun. Listen is a verb. It's something you do. You listen. Radio. Can you have a radio? Yes. Albums. Can you have albums? Yes. All right. Active people. Now active is really tricky because active sounds like a verb. But is active something you do? Do you active? No. So what is it? It's actually describing the people. The people are active. So let's put it into the adjective test. It is so active. Yeah, you can have a dog that runs around all the time. You say, oh, it is so active. That's an adjective. People is a noun. Participate. This is a tricky one. This is a verb. It's something you do. You participate. Frequently is describing how they participate. They participate frequently, a lot. So it's an adverb, and you'll notice it ends in ly. Sports. Can you have sports? Yes, schools have sports. Bowling is a really tricky one because that's a chameleon word. It could be a verb where you're bowling. It's the action of bowling. But it also could be a noun where it's a sport. So it's saying that bowling is a relaxing hobby. So they're actually talking about the sport. So it's a noun. Can you have bowling? Yes. Is a verb, a linking verb, and is, are, was, were. Relaxing is describing the hobby. The hobby is relaxing. Now that's a chameleon word because you could also say it's a verb. I'm relaxing. It's something you do. Okay, but in this case it's actually describing the hobby, and the hobby is a noun. You can have a hobby. Hobbies are a noun. You can have hobbies. Are is a linking verb. Am is are, was, were. Chess is a noun. Can you have chess? Yes. I have chess at my school. There's a chess. All right. Crafts is a noun. Can you have crafts? Yes. Attract is a verb. It's something you do. You attract things. Hobbyists are people. Can you have hobbyists? Yes. Are is a linking verb. Am is are, was, were. Skillful is describing the hobbyist. So it's an adjective describing a noun. Put it into the adjective test. It is so skillful. Yeah, you have a dog that can jump up and grab stuff. You would say, oh, it is so skillful. All right, hands is a noun. You have hands. Attractive is an adjective. It describes the pottery items. So it's a describing word. It is so attractive. It fits into the adjective test. Items are a noun, something you have. Can you have items? Yes. And this is a really tricky one because it's a chameleon word also. A race can have a start, so it could be a noun, but that's not how it's being used here. It's saying items start from clay. So that's like an action. It's starting. Items start, action verb from clay. And clay is a noun. Can you have clay? Yes. Hand-sewn designs. This is also a chameleon word because it could be a verb. He designs things. That would be an action verb in that case, but that's not how it's being used here. They're saying the hand-sewn designs, those are things, right? The actual designs, so that's a noun. And then last is talking about how the designs go for a long time. So that's actually a verb, a really tricky action verb. You can last a long time. That's an action verb. And then years are something you have. Can you have years? Yes. All right. I hope you enjoyed playing that game with me. I certainly enjoyed it. Thanks a bunch.